Hello, everyone, and welcome back to episode 2 of the Rudimentary podcast. I'm your host, Travis Rude, and with me, as always, is this guy, Andy. How you doing, bud? How are you?
Doing well. Couldn't be better.
Excellent. Took you a while. Trying to figure out how you were doing.
I'm trying to figure out which way to look.
Right this way. Snakes.
Here I am. Here
There
it is.
you
There you are.
What
And how
up?
are you?
I'm doing great, man.
Excellent. And this is Rudimentary. This is the podcast where we try to make the basic things difficult. And if you watch the first episode, you would understand that that's very true. We're happy to have everyone back with us. We're happy to be talking about more topics, and we're just happy to be talking. I guess that's a start, right, fellas?
That's
Yep.
absolutely true. That's the
Excellent.
first accurate thing, and probably the most accurate thing we'll have tonight.
the before we get into our topics this week, what do we have? Any takeaways from last week? Anything's going on in your lives that the fans may or probably don't want to hear about? Let's start with this guy. Snakes, what do you got?
Yo, I wanted to ask you guys, anybody, can I still give recommendations? Anybody watch Dear Zachary?
Yeah, I
did.
Uh-oh.
Andy, go ahead.
Let's hear it.
What am I answering for you? Whether you
It-
watched it or not?
Is Snakes can he give further recommendations?
Yeah, can I give you Rex?
He
after
staked his rep on it, remember?
that? I did.
Yeah, no. If you don't look up anything about this, you can watch the trailer. If you don't look up anything about this, your jaw will drop.
So that's a yes, sir. You may.
Thank you.
Yep. It starts out kind of like a Dateline true crime type
Yeah.
of thing, and then pulls some heartstrings, and then you get
Oh.
uppercut.
Oh my gosh.
Just bap.
Yeah.
Yep.
I can't. I wish I could quit you, but I can't.
Yes. Thank you.
Had a couple people at work who
Yeah.
listened to episode 1 who took your recommendation, and there was a lot of shock and awe from talking to them. Just a lot of wow, or
Yeah.
a lot of are you serious? Are people? It's sad that stuff like this it happens. And it does. And to bring a light to it is something that just kind of dives into the what humans are capable of.
Yeah.
In a negative way.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. So
Be careful who you date.
that's that's very true.
Be careful who you date.
I give that a big right on, Mr. Rude.
What about this guy, Andy? Anything from last week or stuff going on that you want to focus on?
Well, I will say that third time's a charm. I saw the Indiana Fever win a game after, was just down in Indianapolis last night. Watched the Fever take down Atlanta, and somebody who I ride incessantly for lack of speedy play had a career night last night. Shout out to Aaliyah Boston for putting up a career high number. Great effort by her last night. Rough night for Caitlin, but she contributed with the assists, 5 boards. So I found other ways to contribute. But it's nice living so close to Indy because those tickets you can get in and get great seats, and it won't break the bank, and you can be home where I'm at in a couple hours. So that's what I've been doing.
Nice. Good job. Trav, what you got?
He went with us last time, and he said this is something you can take your family to. That you can,
unless you're sitting next to me.
Exactly. And they're losing. If those two things are happening, move your family. It's at the price they're at, and to see. Did you get a paid attendance last night? Do you remember?
I did not, but it was. I if it was sold out, not everybody was there, but it was all the lower arena seemed to be sold out. So another excellent crowd.
Good. And yeah, Aaliyah Boston, I texted you guys because I saw some of the highlights and text you and Ort and another friend of ours about her game, and it may hopefully a breakout game for her. Hopefully a breakout game to get back some of the magic she had from Rookie of the Year last year.
Well, I think that can't, I mean, right now it's like we mentioned before, it's unprecedented pressure. I mean, not only in the media and whatnot, but on the floor for Caitlin Clark. And when she's, pulling that kind of defense towards her, things underneath are there. You just gotta open, you gotta hit open shots. And that was a problem that the Fever have been having as of late. But she has a presence down there like that. That's going to open the perimeter, and then I think you'll see some exciting basketball. WNBA All-Star voting opened up yesterday, so yeah, that should set some. I wonder who'll be starting at one of the guard positions.
Is it just based on popular vote?
I think it will be. Yeah, I think because it's you can they had QR codes, walking around with QR codes that you could scan to get right to the voting page. So
Okay.
Indiana could have a lot of representation on that, because if you just go ahead and flood the ballot with all Indiana players that they're pulling in there, that'll be something else. But yeah, it is a different brand of basketball. I mean, you have to have a different mindset to watch it, because I mean, obviously, the NBA with all the dunks and the hyper athletic ability is just, it's not there. So there's there's just some things that you have to go ahead and kind of get your mind to, because it moves at a slower pace. But it's you're not paying $150 for some of these tickets you are in the NBA. It's a good watch if you got a team nearby.
Yeah, I mean, it's Indiana, so you like the fundamentals, right? Who's your basketball?
I like that. My team's on the floor.
Yeah,
that's right. Okay.
And you mentioned her name, and obviously it came up quite a bit last week. Coming up this week, again, the Caitlin Clark effect, spelled correctly in my head this time. The Caitlin Clark effect is here. Our first topic is the WNBA, and who would have thought in any of the last 27 years of the WNBA that a podcast that deals with part sports and entertainment, things like that, who would have thought that the WNBA would be leading off that podcast 2 weeks in a row? Certainly not I.
Not me.
Nope, not me either. I mean, I honestly, though, I was just waiting for the right moment to join a podcast so that I could talk WNBA, and now was the time.
So you created your own.
Yes.
Just.
And we've talked about her, and we're going to talk about her again, because Caitlin Clark is going to be news for on the court and off the court. On the court because of games where she posts 30 like we saw, or games like last night where she posts, what was it, 7?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. But had 5 rebounds, 6 assists. I think had 3 turnovers. And turnovers are, some of the naysayers out there. They focus on her turnovers. But the season is up and down. But you're also going to get talk from other players about her and things like that. And she has, I think she's done really well at avoiding, reporters or people just kind of poking the bear, if anybody will. This guy, that guy right there. She's done a great job of that. But Andy, you follow as we've listened. Have you heard the latest about luxury is a silence? And I've got to look up the young lady's name. But when it comes to, she wanted Caitlin Clark to speak up because she has such a platform. And
I have no problem with players who feel they have something to say. I mean, you take that, you take it. You're your own brand, right?
Yep.
And if you want to go ahead and speak for yourself and whatnot, great. I mean, that's your thing. If the team, the league allows you to, by all means. But the minute you go ahead and try and drag somebody else in to go ahead and tell them what they should be doing, go to hell. I mean,
There it is.
absolutely. Yeah, it's completely ridiculous, and I'd say it um, about anyone. But you don't need to go ahead and just bring somebody in and tell them what they need to be doing. Nobody likes to be told what to do. And I think this latest thing with I think it was Dejanay Carrington wanted her to go ahead and use her platform to speak out against misogyny, about inclusion for women, and speak out against the people that's some of the people that support Caitlyn, and use her as a in racist type tropes to go ahead and I like Caitlin Clark, so that automatically means that I don't like any of the black players. I don't think that. Full disclosure, never paid much attention to the WNBA till Caitlin Clark got here. Um, it has nothing to do with me with her being white. It's just because she was lighting it up at the level before, and had national attention for the stuff she was doing. It wasn't because I mean, she was putting up ridiculous numbers. She's the all-time leading Division I college scorer, women or men. So she's got a little bit of of a of just an audience at that point, a national audience bringing into this. Right back here, right there.
That guy?
Yeah,
That guy?
the greatest to ever wear the number 23.
Your colors
And
must be off because that doesn't look like purple and gold.
no, yeah, what a hack that guy. No, Michael Jordan is the greatest ever. I haven't watched an athlete like I watched Jordan. It's late. I haven't watched an athlete like I've watched Jordan as much as I've watched Caitlin Clark here, and part of it's because she's playing in Indiana and I can get down to games pretty easily. But yeah, it has nothing to do with me with the color of her skin or anything like that.
Republicans buy shoes too.
Yeah.
Andy, you're absolutely right. It was Connecticut Sun player Dejanay Carrington that said it. And I love, so Caitlin had been asked, and she said, basketball is my job. Everything on the outside, I can't control that, so I'm not going to spend time thinking about that. People can talk about what they want to talk about. I'm just there to play basketball. And the whole war of words, Dejanay Carrington's response was, dog, how can one not be bothered by their name being used to justify racism, bigotry, misogyny, xenophobia, homophobia, and the intersectionalities of them all is nuts. And then she said, we all have a platform, we all have a voice, and they all hold weight. Silence is a luxury. And you're going to see it throughout the season. You're going to see, like you said, people want her to talk or don't want her to talk or want her to play. She's getting beat up on the court. She's getting mocked on the court. I love that kind of stuff, though. I mean, hey, play hard. People are beating up on you. Hey, you just got to play harder. Andy, you remember, and Jake, you grew up at the same time, but I was never a Jordan fan. I was a Lakers fan. I remember watching Magic and Michael Cooper, Kareem, but the bad boy Pistons, when they would play the Bulls, it was it was a basketball that would never exist in a world today. How many times, Andy or Snakes, did Jordan go down that lane and Lambeer or Mahorn or any of those guys would just wait?
Oh, they had no layups tonight, and they would just bombard him whenever he crashed in the lane. They would all go after him. So,
and it made him better.
It was hard basketball, and it made him better. And he started working out because of that. Right? Yep. You can tell the difference when he starts getting yoked in some of these, and it was because he was getting all that punishment when he goes to the lane.
Yep. Yeah, he needed to. So
it made him better.
it did. It made him almost as good. Never mind. We're moving right along. We're going to stay.
One more thing about this. I don't know if you saw it last night. So, 45 minutes after the game, she's out there shooting, practicing 45 minutes after the game. So that's a difference in greatness, right? Whoever does it, you would hear about Jordan, after practice, staying and shooting free throws to get better at shooting free throws.
Definitely heard that about Kobe.
Oh yeah. Kobe's
and that's next level greatness when you're just you're not satisfied and you want to take it to the next level. I mean, she did her job.
Yeah.
Get on the bus, go home. Nope. Was not happy with her performance and headed right back out there. So, that's the type of thing that I can appreciate. Somebody who's got that in them. I'm not watching the WNBA to hear what anybody says. If they want to say it, great. I'm watching to go ahead and watch them play ball. So,
Yep. And, Snates, you brought up Kobe. I just read another article where Kobe did a 40-mile bike ride, I believe it was in Vegas on a trail. Got in at 2 a.m., was at practice at 7, shooting around after a 40-mile bike ride.
That's crazy.
Because he wanted to build his endurance. He wanted to build his stamina.
Let's hear about Kobe playing 36 holes before the 7:00 game.
Well, how much did he wager on that too? He lost some money on that.
And that lit the fire even more.
Yeah.
Hey, there was just an article about him recently beating a pro player.
A pro player, yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, because the guy started talking trash to him.
I think everybody knows that by now. Who is talking trash to Jordan ever? There's so many lessons to be learned. Never.
The glove.
I still remember, back in the day. Listen up, kids. Back in the day, we used to have these infomercials that go on late night, and they would have highlights from all the sports thing. And I still remember the highlight of Jordan playing golf and hitting it straight in the cup. And he's like, that's a little jump shot.
Yep. Right in.
Yep. Yeah, right in. It was crazy.
Talent.
So good. Yeah.
We mentioned Jordan, Kobe, some things they have in common aside from, you mean play basketball? Is they were members of a U.S. Olympic team. And our next topic, Caitlin Clark and Team USA, not so fast. The biggest non-actual on-the-court topic going around sports, and it was. I mean, there's the NBA Finals going on. There's the Stanley Cup Finals going on. And the U.S. Open's going on. And you tune into ESPN after this was announced, and it started leaking on Twitter that the rumors were showing that sources were saying Caitlin Clark had been left off the women's Olympic team roster. It came to prove true, and Caitlin Clark is not on the 12-team USA. So, first off, Snakes, obviously we've got two different variations of involvement in the WNBA. You and Andy?
Yeah, those are the different scales. So I'm on the least amount, and he's on the most amount.
So let's get your opinion first. Basically, what you have from the WNBA, you've heard a lot of it from Andy, myself, and things like that as we've been doing this podcast. What are your thoughts of a rookie being left off of Team USA? Big deal, small deal, no deal at all?
No deal at all. It just depends on your play. And if she's killing it, when she just comes in there and starts playing lights out basketball, you want the best players out there. I don't care if they haven't even been in the league at all. But if you're out there playing and you're effective, then you should be. It should be the greatest players in this year or 4 years representing the United States. Period. It doesn't matter any of the other things, whether they've been on here for 10 years, or 5 years, or their first year, or played 5 games. Doesn't matter if you're an effective player and you're playing at the top level of this league, you should absolutely be representing the United States.
Thank you.
Right?
Well,
Right?
eloquently put. Eloquently put.
Thank you.
I loved it. Now we go to this guy right here. Andy, when you found out, and now that it's had time to process, big deal, small deal, no deal at all, that Caitlin Clark is not a member of Team USA?
If you're going straight best players in the country, right now she's not one of the what's the roster, 12?
12.
Yeah, she's currently not one of the 12 best players in professional in women's basketball in the US right now.
She's not? That's all I hear about is her.
Yeah, no, exactly.
30 or whatever.
She's arguably, depending on what you want to look at, you'll find advanced stats says one
We love
thing.
them.
I'll leave that to you fellas.
Straight stats says another, but yeah, I mean, she's leading all rookies in points per game, leading all rookies in assists. She's pulling down five rebounds a game and almost averaging a blocked shot a game. So as a guard, so she's doing just fine. Her shooting could be better, but that's going to come around. Like I said, they're face guarding her the whole way down the court, and she'll be better for it. Would I have a problem? Do I have a problem that they left her off? Not just based on numbers. I don't. Is it a missed opportunity for eyeballs for people over the pond to go ahead and watch her play? Yeah, I mean she's big news. I think that it could be a couple things, right? You don't want women's basketball to be all just one person. I mean, if you want to see something ridiculous, look at the numbers Asia Wilson is putting up. That's ridiculous, her numbers. So I mean, she's the best player. She might be the best player the league's ever seen.
Who's this?
She plays for Las Vegas.
Okay.
And
what's her name?
Asia Wilson.
Yeah, sorry.
Asia. Okay.
Yep.
That's all right.
Yeah, she's putting up 30 a night and like 12 to 13 boards a game. Yeah, she's two-time MVP, one-time MVP, reigning MVP. I know that. Yeah, but she's ridiculous. So don't just based on straight numbers, I don't have a problem with it. There is that little bit of, getting publicity for the women's game, and that's what Caitlin Clark is very good at right now, for getting eyes on the game. 12 best players on the team. Diana Taurasi is a legacy pick at this stage in her career. She's not one of the 12 best players in the league. So the best team ever assembled was the Dream Team with Jordan, Bird, Magic, Charles Barkley, those guys. That was
Magic.
Yep,
Stockton,
the greatest
David
team.
Robinson.
Yep, the greatest team ever assembled. And and that's it.
And Christian.
Yeah, Christian Laettner. Yeah. And so if Christian Laettner, who at that point he was still in college. He was a college player and got put on that team. Had no business on that team. But, I mean, it's just precedent, right? So don't tell me that, we wanted the 12 best players, because the greatest team ever assembled stuck a college kid, one of the greatest college players of all time on that team. So
why'd they do that? Do you know the story behind that?
Because he was one of the all-time great college players.
Well, I know that was the first time. Isn't that the first time when we decided to put professionals in there?
Correct.
They were allowed to play.
Yep.
So they were just like, we'll give you some of them, but we still have an amateur in there.
Well, I mean, Laettner in the college game was a big name.
Right. Yeah.
I
remember
when he made the team. So, it's kind of the same thing with Clark. So there's precedent for that happening. Don't tell me you're putting the 12 best out there, though. You know, we want to put the 12 best out there. Like I said, Taurasi, has she earned it? Yeah, absolutely. Is she is she where she used to be? No, nowhere near. So, you know, I mean, 6 one way, half dozen another. I mean, I don't think, honestly, I think Clark could use the rest. So,
Yeah.
And I wonder if
But
there was outside pressure, you know, as far as, you know, if the committee maybe had some, you know, hey, well, why don't we try to get, like you said, get some eyes on the team? And I don't have a problem with it. In fact, I love Jen Rosati. She's the Team USA Selection Committee chair. She was quoted in saying it wasn't the job of our committee to decide how many people would watch. It was our job to create the best team. And that team features Nafisa Collier from the Minnesota Lynx, Talia Topper from the Phoenix Mercury, Chelsea Gray from the Las Vegas Aces, Brittany Griner from the Phoenix Mercury, Sabrina Ionescu from the New York Liberty, Jewel Lloyd from Seattle Storm, Kelsey Plum from the Aces, Brianna Stewart from the Liberty, Taurasi from the Mercury, Alyssa Thomas from Connecticut, Asia Wilson from the Aces, and Jackie Young from the Aces. So what you see there is you've got 4 players from the Las Vegas Aces on there. You've got 2 players from the New York Liberty, 3 players from the Phoenix Mercury. So a lot of it screams chemistry. A lot of it screams, you know, hey, let's get some players that have played a while together, and let's get these girls together, and let's bring home the gold.
yeah, and that's fine. Like I said, yeah, no real problem with it. I mean, Clark's number is almost identical to Taurasi's. So, and, you know, whatever. I mean, it just is what it is. She'll be there next time.
It is what it is.
It absolutely is.
I like
And,
that. I like
thank
that.
you.
And
I'm going to write it on the board for everybody to see, giving you full credit.
This guy, Andy, said this. The Jake, you asked about Asia Wilson. She's just this season, she's only averaging 28.6 points, 11.7 boards, 2.5 assists, 1.8 steals, and 2.6 blocks a game. And only 1.6 turnovers while shooting 51% from the field.
Let me go ahead and throw something in there regarding that. The WNBA only plays 9-minute quarters, where the men play 12. So for her to be putting up 28 points with what's the quick math on that? 12 less minutes a game.
Yep,
that's ridiculous.
Yeah,
it's good.
She's just amazing.
She's doing good. But that being said, and me not following the WNBA, of those names that you've just rattled off for the Olympic team, I knew 2.
Know what? Okay.
Brittany Griner. And I know that notoriously.
Yeah, she better check her luggage on her way to Paris.
Oh,
here we go. So those are the names that I know, because I only know through either social media or just headlines, but I don't know Asia. Sorry.
No, Paris. They're playing in Paris. That's in Europe, not Asia. There it is.
Boy.
All right. We are moving on to, and Andy, I believe you had this stat, and you said that the Fever game drew more than the NBA championship game, more fans. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Wow. The Indiana Fever game drew more than game 1 of the NBA championship game in the
There's
stadium.
No way. Is that real?
In the arena. Wow. And we're moving right along to the Celtics. They are closing in, not after tonight, but they're close on getting to number 18, NBA title number 18. They're up 3-1 after getting destroyed by
what
snakes.
Can go wrong?
We know a certain king that came back from 3-1.
That's right, King James. The 38 points, I believe it was, Snakes.
Yeah, 38.
38.
Crazy.
The Celts took tonight off. They wanted to win it in Boston, apparently.
Beantown.
So yeah, we the Celtics are up 3-1 on the Dallas Mavericks, and it's up until tonight. It wasn't looking good for Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving and company. They had just gotten outplayed. Luka is undergoing a lot of scrutiny for complaining to the refs, at the refs, about the refs. You're seeing a lot of former players. Hey, this is the NBA title series. Just play ball, man. Just play ball. And yeah, it's been tough going for Luka. But Celtics are up 3-1. Number 18. Anyone know what the significance of number 18 would be?
In the championship world,
Yes,
I know the Yankees still lead with 27, right?
absolutely. Number
18. No, I don't. What do you got?
Andy?
You know, Rude?
Peyton Manning.
Canadians?
Where's number 18?
That's right. It would
Sure.
break the tie with the Los Angeles Lakers for the most NBA titles in history.
Oh.
The
Yeah,
Celtics.
that's what I said.
Oh, yes, it is. That is. Of course, many of those were won during the reign of Bill Russell,
Right.
Bob Cousy, those guys, Havlicek, Red Auerbach, those guys. But 18 titles had got me thinking while I was doing some research and making some of these. 18 titles would be the highest percentage since that Leeds championship game, the first championship game, was being played. Narrowly defeating the New York Yankees 27 World Series, obliterating the New England Patriots and Pittsburgh Steelers 6, and a few percentage points above the Montreal Canadiens 23 Stanley Cups.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah. Yep. The Celtics would have the highest winning percentage of that team's title. And
is that
NBA.
the most underwhelming response you could get? Wow, that's pretty good.
I like it.
Sorry. That's amazing. Wow.
Snake's
Holy smokes.
Snake hates Boston. You hate Boomtown.
Well, when you bring up Boston, I mean, like you said, it's a storied franchise, and bringing up the Lakers, I was thinking of Winning Time. Did either of you guys watch Winning Time
I
show?
finally watched it because you said it was, hey, your reputation. You didn't state your reputation.
Hey!
But you lived up to it. It was a good series.
Yeah. And that being said, Jerry West passing away recently.
The logo.
And the logo. What a nickname. That is a great nickname.
Yeah, I personally think the series killed him.
Yeah. Well, are you being serious? He didn't like it, I know that. But the guy that plays him is fantastic, and he is a nut in there. He loses his mind so much. But
yeah, Jerry West hated
so
it.
well.
I think the stress got to him.
Yeah, I can see Jerry being stressed.
As you mentioned, the logo, Jake, when you were giving us our thought-provoking question that we'll get to at the end, I was wondering if that might be into it because, like you said, how great of a nickname.
Yeah.
Like, what else? I mean, what else are on the pantheon of nicknames? You've got the logo. The Sultan of SWAT. I love the Sultan of SWAT. That's one
a great
of my
one. Yeah.
What else we got? Andy, any nicknames that resound with you? Don't say Air Jordan. I'll cut your mic off.
There's none better. There's none better than Air Jordan.
Well, Wayne Gretzky got the great one when he was like 10 or 12. That's pretty impressive. He was called the great one before he was called a teenager. Wow. That's impressive.
By who? His parents?
No, his grandma. I don't know. But that's the story that I heard.
Yeah, when kids are wearing the great one shoes, and old Gretzky.
Well, he wasn't saying it. He's Mr. Humble, man.
Right.
I've met him.
Really?
What?
Did you guys know that? Yeah.
What'd you call him?
I thought you. It was a great one. But I thought I sent you guys the video. He had a documentary that came out. It was like something about what it takes to be great or something to that effect. And he was doing the Q&A, and this just says a little something about who he is. He's sitting up there with the director, and they're having a conversation, and then they take some questions from the audience, and one person that starts saying something, you couldn't hear anything from him. And so Wayne Gretzky gets up and he hands the guy the microphone from his hand as he's speaking. Turns out it was Big Game James, which is another cool nickname. James Worthy.
Big Game James.
Yeah. He was in the audience, and humble, great one, just handed over the microphone that he was using for James Worthy to talk about what it takes to be great. What a dude, man. It's incredible.
That's awesome.
He's Canadian.
Yeah.
A?
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
The possible topic in the podcast, and we've debated it before, so it'll be fun. The GOAT of GOATs across all sports. Who's our GOAT? Who's our vote for GOAT? But another topic for another time. Closing out the Celtics with title number 18, with their GM Brad Stevens. Being from Indiana and watching Butler go to bat NCAA championship games, a small town school. I mean, there's nothing more Indiana than a small town school, going to the NCAA championship game, not once, but twice, unfortunately losing in both of them. But to get a school like Butler there and then going to the Celtics and taking them to a couple conference finals, and then as GM, just some of the moves he's made. Obviously, when any team is in the finals and you're on off days and things like that, you see stories of what they've done and some of the trades, some of the signings, some of the discounts that Brad Stevens has done to get the Celtics in the position where they're at. He's just succeeded at every level. And I think, well, what's your definition of success?
Winning.
He's doing that right now, right?
Yes.
Oh, not yet.
3-1.
As a head coach, he didn't win the title. As a college head coach, he didn't win the title. Second sucks.
We know that from Bull Hurley.
Get in here, Hawk.
Hawk, how's the nose?
And that's why we have that guy on the show for hot takes like that.
Well, am I wrong? What's he want?
You're not wrong.
You're not wrong. So Marino wasn't a success.
Oh, Marino was, but show me the what records does Brad Stevens have?
Hold on.
Show me Brad Stevens' records. Any one of them.
What does Marino have left?
When he left, what has Brad Stevens ever done? What has he done? Name me one.
Most wins in Butler history. Boom, nailed it.
He got you there.
If you ask most people, if you wouldn't have said it, most people wouldn't know where Butler is.
And you're getting on Brad Stevens when you're just going over the WNBA, and I didn't know any of them.
Wait, aren't you a huge fan of Caitlin Clark? What did she win?
What did she win?
That's a great point.
Nothing yet.
You lose, Charlie. Good day.
She's 1 year into the league. Brad Stevens has been around how long?
Wow.
You're talking GMs now.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Why?
Because.
How about a little credit to the players?
They deserved it, kind of.
Yeah.
Brad Stevens.
Kyrie Irving. Huh? How about him?
Yeah, wasn't old Kyrie on the Celtics a Brad Stevens move? How'd that go?
Didn't it get him to a conference final?
Conference finals. You're the type of guy that hangs conference banners up, conference champion banners up, mid-season tourney banners.
I'm the type of guy that thinks pudding is delicious.
I do like pudding.
All right, one more.
What was that song? I'm the type of guy that thinks pudding is delicious.
That's LL Cool J.
That's what I thought. We were just listening
I'm that type of guy. Yeah.
You know what I've heard? I've heard that ladies love Cool J.
They do.
That's right. And his name
Absolutely.
ain't James. It's Todd.
You know, that's LL Cool J is the winner. I've heard it numerous times. I forget the interview it was in, but he survived Deep Blue Sea.
Oh,
He did.
Great point.
Yeah. Normally, the interview I said, I don't know if it was with him, but he said, somebody was talking about it, and they said, it's the black secondary actor isn't the guy that usually survives those movies.
That's true. Yep.
He pulled it off.
And he pulled it off.
My friend, is a win.
Yep.
Samuel L. Jackson didn't.
Nope.
No.
Another.
In Jurassic Park either.
Yeah.
But he's a Jedi. He's definitely. Did he die in that?
Yeah, he did.
Oh man.
Too soon.
I was standing up for him.
Too soon.
Yep.
So
he survived in Pulp Fiction. He's walking the earth, man.
Yep. Yes, he is.
Yep.
A
so
bum.
You're telling me that
to be a bum.
LL Cool J is he's that kind of guy.
Yes.
Yeah.
To leave his drawers in your hamper.
Yes, he is.
And now that we're on,
that's a song. That's the lyric.
That's in the song. We're just saying what's in the song. We're not making any assumptions. He tell us. He's telling us.
I'm quoting.
We're quoting.
We're on the music front, which leads us into our first surprise topic.
Oh, all right. What we got?
Right. We're bringing it down a notch. We had mentioned that Jerry West
having too much fun.
And I want to call it. If you guys listen to episode 1 or you know me personally, I'm a huge Elvis fan. And, we had somebody pass away June 13th, yesterday, I believe it was. And so we're gonna bring that up and see what you guys know. Mark James passed away. Mark James was known for a couple big songs, winning a Grammy. But Always on My Mind. He wrote Always on My Mind. He wrote Elvis's last #1 hit. Anybody?
Suspicious Minds.
Suspicious Minds. That's right.
Whoa.
He wrote Suspicious Minds. He wrote a song from probably our 30s or 20s when computer-generated graphics were becoming really creepy. Anybody remember the Dancing Baby?
Yeah.
Yeah. Ooga Chaka, that one?
Yes. He wrote Hooked on a Feeling.
This
Hooked
guy.
on a Feeling.
Yeah. Hey, keep it going. We can.
I can't stop this feeling inside my soul. Girl, sorry, go ahead. What you do to me, Trav?
Are you singing to him?
Thank you.
I am now. I'm singing to, what was that? League of Their Own. I'm singing to him, ain't I? You bet you are.
Ain't I, baby?
Ain't I, baby? That's it. Marla Hooch, what a singer.
What a hitter.
I'm sorry.
No, keep it going. Other notable hits from Mark James, The Eyes of a New York Woman. He also wrote Moody Blue for Elvis, and more. But Mark James, a couple of things about that, being an Elvis fan, obviously, Suspicious Minds, Always on My Mind. It got me thinking when I read the article that he had passed away. Most of Elvis's covers or his versions of songs that were covered by others, I'll choose the Elvis version. But this one got me thinking. If there is a timer going off, if there is a song, so Always on My Mind was my two favorite versions, Elvis and Willie Nelson. Have you guys heard both of them?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. Is there a song? Well, let's do this.
Okay.
Which do you prefer, the Elvis or the Willie Nelson version, if you had to choose?
Elvis. Rude?
Yeah, I mean, I enjoy them both. I would listen to either one, not necessarily in front of the other. They're both great versions.
Okay, so if you name a song that you enjoy the cover more than the original version. That's right.
Yeah.
I'm putting you guys on the spot. This is called
Okay.
Fill Time. Oh,
Yeah.
Saints is already. You already got one?
I mean, it's one that the original writer and performer said himself that it was Jimi Hendrix's song now, and that's All Along the Watchtower.
Great song. Great song.
Yeah. Yeah.
Go ahead. For those that aren't enlightened, the person who said that about Jimmy?
Bob Dylan
There
or
you
Robert Zimmerman to his mom and dad.
go. Wow. You went there.
I did.
I love it.
From Minnesota, land of 10,000 lakes.
You just keep it
Which
going.
is where the Lakers started, and that's why they're called the Lakers and not the Oceans.
Yeah, the Minneapolis Lakers with the first
Yes.
great big man, George Mikan.
Now you got the baton. Keep running. Keep running.
I'm going to pass it to this guy. Andy, a cover that you like more than the original.
Will You Still Love Me Tomorrow? Covered by Amy
Oh,
Winehouse.
Amy Winehouse.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yep. But the one that's on the Bridget Jones Edge of Reason soundtrack. There's another version on Lioness.
Is that
But the one on the Bridget Jones soundtrack is superior.
the one by Carole King, or who did it originally?
It was a doo-wop.
Was it Shirelles?
Might be. Let's see. Yep, the Shirelles.
Tonight you're mine.
Or
Come
I'm gonna shout out your partner from Cultured Dudes,
Oh my gosh.
the
I let him have
Shireless.
it. The Shire.
Bogan.
Bogan.
That's for you, buddy.
We love you.
Oh, I
We
love
you.
him. Oh, I love him.
When he's talking about that, I'm like, what is he saying? What is he? And then it hit me, and I'm like, oh my god! The best thing ever though is leaving that in.
Yeah. Yeah. He didn't know. He didn't know.
Shout out to Cultured Dudes and Bogan. Awesome.
I love it.
Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah. So, do you have another one other than that? Who do you got, Trav?
You know, Elvis. Okay, so we'll stick with Elvis. Memphis, Tennessee. It sat on Elvis's desk for a couple of years, as he would recall later in an interview. As he said, I've got so many songs that are just sitting around that I don't have time to go through them. And so Johnny Rivers covered the song, and huge hit for him. And it's a great song. But Elvis's version to me is just a little bit better. It's a little bit, I'll say it's a little bit more songy. Whereas Johnny Rivers, it sounds like, hey, he's telling you a story, which is cool. I love both tapes, but I would go with the Elvis version.
Yeah. That's a good call. I have one that was most surprising.
Yes.
And it's again with Bob Dylan. It is Rude, I think I was talking to you about this, but the one Don't Think Twice. So Dylan did that. It's a great song. Don't think twice. So what was it? I have to sing it. But the person that covered it, and I was upset because it's one of my favorite Dylans, is Kellis. Kellis? No. Who's with the dollar sign? With the she's a pop singer, and she tried to give Jerry Seinfeld a hug once, and he was like, "No, thank you." Kesha, that's it. So Kesha did a version of that "Don't Think Twice," and it is haunting how good it is.
Really?
Because it is super stripped down, and she talks about doing this version of it on like a MacBook on GarageBand. She just opened up her laptop and sang into that, and then sent it to the studio. And then they kept it as minimal as possible. They threw some strings in there. But if you guys want to check it out, I mean, don't be thrown off by the name Kesha. Check it out. It is really, really good song.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So that's a surprising one for me. Because I was ready to dog it out, and I was like, I can't believe they got this person to do this song, and then it's some pop singer that I don't even know the name of to recall right now, and she killed it, man. It was incredible. I've listened to that multiple times over the years. Yeah.
Well, then let me go ahead and rephrase the question one other way, since we're jiving here. A song that was extremely popular as a cover, but you prefer the original. More popular as a cover, that you prefer the original.
Okay.
And the reason this question came to mind, while you guys think, I want to
you got one
here, give you guys some time to think. But this got to my mind because Snakes was talking about Bob Dylan, and I'm going to go. I really like his version of "Make You Feel My Love" over everybody's.
That's great.
Adele's version, amazing, great. Just listening to Bob Dylan sing, especially if I ever did hear it, I didn't pay attention to it, from Dylan, and then Adele gets all the airplay with it, and it's everywhere. The song's everywhere. And so you go back, iTunes, Spotify, whatever, and you play the Dylan one, and I'm like, yes, this is it. This is it. I absolutely love what I'm hearing now. But that would be one for me. And Andy, I think you, sir, are first, if you've got one.
You got one?
I'm gonna need a minute.
I'm ready.
Okay. No, done.
Give me the question one more time, just so I make sure I heard it right.
Give him the gloves.
A song whose cover was much more popular, but you prefer the original. And so my example, like I said, was "Make You Feel My Love." Obviously, a ginormous hit for Adele. I prefer the Bob Dylan version. And while you think about it, Snakes, he was ready. He's anxious. That hand went up.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Nina Simone, "Feeling Good." The popular one is Michael Bublé has been singing that in like all of his concerts, and I've seen that. What?
Very good. Yep.
Yeah. So that's one that I would say. The Promise, "When in Rome," I like that version over the Sturgill Simpson that Bogan had at his wedding. Although it has its place, slowed down version. The "Everybody Wants to Rule the World." There was another version on the Donnie Darko soundtrack that was a slowed down version of that.
Okay. Wow, firing them off. This guy's locked in. We're in his comfort zone. Andy's talking about Caitlin Clark and stats, and Snakes is just waiting his turn, baby. He's just sitting there, and now, boom, he got up to the plate, bottom of the ninth, 2 outs,
He's going.
and he's just swinging.
Yeah.
That guy, he's still thinking. Oh
yeah, I get caught on it because I don't. More often than not, I like the original versions of things more than I like the covers.
Okay.
Anyway, not all the time, but it just the way you phrased the questions really stumped me because it's like trying to consider, what. I mean, the obvious one, obviously, was already mentioned with Hendrix and almost Dylan and almost everybody, right? I mean, the guys wrote so many songs that just about everybody has covered a Dylan song, and so it's just, boy, yeah, I don't know.
Does anybody like the Jolene, the White Stripes? They did a version of Jolene.
Yeah,
and
I mean,
Dolly
yeah,
Parton.
I mean, I guess, I do like the Dolly Parton version better than that.
There you go.
What about
but
"I Will Always Love You"? Speaking of Dolly,
I was going to bring that up. Yeah.
Yes. Anybody like the Dolly version over the Whitney Houston version?
No. That's
I don't.
racist if you do.
You said,
Yeah,
I'll just say that.
I don't.
Say that
I mean,
straight out.
I like the simplicity of the Dolly version. I think Dolly has even said
uh-huh.
Whitney's is better. I mean, it just Whitney's does the whole thing, right? I mean, it's it's got the soft, and then
Yeah.
just that epic ending is just Whitney Houston. What a shame.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yes.
Totally agree.
Andy, in your rationale, you're trying to tell me that you said the majority of the time you like the covers. We were talking about the
No, no.
Shirelles.
No, he likes the
You
original.
like the originals. Sorry.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
We were
most
talking
of
about the Shirelles. The Shirelles have a little
Most
song.
of the time.
The Shirelles have a
I'm sorry, the who?
the
The Charlottes.
Oh,
I think
okay.
there we go. We got him now.
Yes.
He's back.
Yeah, I mean,
they have a little song called Boys.
really?
Yes. It was covered by a group you may have heard of called
Okay.
the Beatles. So I'm not sure if
Oh.
you're aware of this song.
I am, and I'm gonna. You say it was an original Shireless song,
Yep.
and it was covered by a group called the Beatles.
Yes.
I'm gonna go with the
BEATLES.
I'm gonna go with the cover song on that one
Yeah.
because
Both-
Yeah.
no, I'm talking about Boys. What a,
Oh man. As you can see, the show just kind of goes wherever, and it's fun. We're gonna stick with culture and entertainment, unless you guys had closing notes on the passing of Mark James or music, closing notes that you wanted to bring up.
No, I'm
good.
I'm satisfied. I'm satisfied.
and smiling.
Now we're gonna go to the movie theater.
Oh.
Movie theater. Oh, he's
Oh,
ready.
man.
All right. Bad Boys 4 hit theaters this month, and Snakes, I believe you were the one to test it out as we were talking about topics for the show, and you were wondering if the success of this of Bad Boys 4, which is over 130 million, I think, worldwide,
Yeah.
if this means positive traction for the summer blockbuster. Growing up for us, summertime movies, man, that's what we were looking forward to. Going to the malls, going to the movie theaters, whatever. Obviously since COVID, things like that, the life of theaters has been, I'll say in danger in some instances. We've had one close here in Fort Wayne. We lost a movie theater here in Fort Wayne. But what do you think, Snakes? Bad Boys 4, did it slap some life into theater going?
That's excellent wordplay, my friend.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. I think it did. I think it did a lot better than most people expected it to, with the week or the follow up to that with Mad Max Furiosa doing poorly and actually like slowing down the production and the potential for another Mad Max film. But and that had two major stars right now, Chris Hemsworth and Anya Taylor. And I've seen them both, and Mad Max is a superior movie to Bad Boys 4. But people want to go out there and support their boy Will Smith and Martin Lawrence, so more power to them. But I like that people are coming out and seeing the movies, and hopefully that'll keep the projector rolling, or the digital projection going, and the lights on, because I love movies and I go to all the time. I have the A-list pass, so I do at least 3 movies a week, and sometimes even more. We out here in LA, we have a bunch of retro theaters, and those usually do better than the new releases. So those are the packed houses, like the Vista or the Lamely. I call it the Lamely. Most people call it Lamel. So we have a lot of those people. But in LA, we have a lot of Q&As, and people are going to be there. Like I just got a notification of David Duchovny has a new movie coming out the end of this month, and he's doing a Q&A at one of them. So it gets a lot of people out with that. Another benefit of living in LA. I like it.
Celebs.
Love them.
Andy, your thoughts on Bad Boys 4, but more importantly, the state of theater going, especially heading into this summer.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's great. That franchise is what, 20 years old?
Yeah,
I think so.
About. So, I mean,
Huh?
good for that. I mean, summertime movie. It's not going to win any Oscars, but good time. Haven't seen 4 yet. I've enjoyed the other ones. I think, I really think in smaller towns, not the size of LA, New York, that size of city, I think the movie theaters are in trouble.
Yeah.
I really do. Technology and uh, money itself has lent. COVID taught everyone, look, we don't need to go ahead and do these major releases because people will consume in whatever way they can.
Right.
And
Yeah.
it's just being, I mean, it was what, 4 to 6 months before you'd see a release on DVD after a movie left the theaters.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
There's movies out that are on Netflix and in the theater.
All at one time.
Yeah.
In the theater, video on demand, and DVDs.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Do I hope that movie theaters go away? Absolutely not. One of my the last movie I saw that I was just like, this is the only way to see this, was Top Gun Maverick on an IMAX screen.
Oh man.
And the
Oh,
sound and everything in that, was just not. I still enjoy watching it on at home, but
yeah.
you couldn't beat, that experience. I hear a lot of people talk about the same for Dune,
Yeah.
and
Absolutely.
I have not seen either of the Dune movies in the theater.
Wow.
I could care less about Dune. I
Hot tapes.
yeah,
Did you read the books, or is that Kennedy?
no, that's him. He reads
Oh.
those books. He really
He reads in a book.
yep.
That
And hated David Lynch's version. Absolutely, it was the worst movie he's ever seen, he said.
Most people did, right? Yeah.
But I just it'll be interesting. Tell which will be Deadpool and Wolverine. That's
Right.
going to have
That'll be a big one.
yeah, it'll be interesting to see exactly what the numbers are on that. It's the only Marvel release this year. Marvel dialed
Just
it
one
back.
movie?
Yep.
Wow.
They were oversaturating. Everything was oversaturated. With
It'll bring
Marvel.
in $1 billion.
Yeah, it should. I mean, one of the things, one of the things that's got going against it is it is rated R, and rated R movies, by and large, take a hit because they lose a lot of the audience right off that can't buy tickets. I don't know if it still is, but the largest R box office for an R-rated film was The Passion of the Christ. But
It used to be.
Yeah, what is it now?
Joker made $1 billion.
Did it? Okay.
Yeah.
But I mean, you'll never see an R-rated movie top the all-time box office. I don't even know what, you know what I mean? You just never will, because you cut out a large portion of the audience.
Right.
Yeah. But yeah, I think I hope theaters are here. One of the things we did during COVID that was really a great time, we went to the drive-in.
Drive-ins, yeah. Those are so cool. Those are so much fun.
We watched it was my youngest daughter, my wife, and I, and they made you park a spot apart. So it was every other spot. You had to leave a spot, but it was, we'd go, and they had what did we see? We saw 16 Candles and Ferris Bueller's Day Off was a double feature one night. We saw Dirty Dancing and Ghost. Was it double feature? Yeah,
Oh,
so it was
man.
all. Yeah, it was absolutely every Friday that summer we went and watched drive-in movies, and so that
Well,
was
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like the retro and showing those films again, that is a huge pull. And like I said, that usually has more people in it. These retro ones that like Tarantino has this one called the New Beverly, and every month everybody looks through there and picks out, and it's packed every night.
yeah.
Just with whatever they're putting up there, and there's some kind of theme that goes along with it. So those retros are going to keep the theaters alive, in my opinion.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You
Wouldn't
guys,
it be great to have a theater?
it would.
Trav, I know you did a pretty good job with your place.
those were some
Rude, you
good
got a
times.
nice setup too.
Yeah, you know what? We could buy a theater. There's a couple empty ones around here. We just need
Yeah.
to get the subscriber numbers up.
Uh,
So, you two girls, tell your
you
friends.
two girls.
It's ladies' night.
It's ladies' night.
Uh, you mentioned drive-ins, and yes, I like Andy. Um, love doing that during COVID, but also some of the good memories I had is one of the drive-ins around here would have, during the summer, retro Wednesdays. So I remember seeing Ghostbusters. I remember seeing Back to the Future. Taking
Yeah.
kids, going with friends of ours to see them. And I'm taking a look at one of the drive-ins around here, and it looks like there will be. Looks like there's the Lord of the Rings. Um,
Oh, that's a big one coming up
Yep,
here.
maybe coming around here. Yeah, it looks like that series will be coming close. One of the drive-ins close here. That'd be kind of cool to see. I think
Mhm.
theaters. Yeah, there's no better place, like Andy said, to see certain types of movies.
Right.
Uh,
Right.
and the fact that they're trying to do different things. I went and saw with Dad and my daughter when the Elvis '68 Comeback Special came to theaters. I went and saw that. It was one of these Fathom events. So they're trying to do different things to bring more people in. Yeah, I hope it works. As far as side bits of information, Snates is our movie guy. Andy is amazing at movies, but Snates, we've had year to date,
Yep.
5 movies make over 200 million total worldwide.
Oh man.
How many can you name in the next 1 minute and 20 seconds?
0. I don't remember. I don't remember the things that I've seen so
Is this
far.
this year?
This year.
Just this year?
Just this year.
I'm sure most of it's animation.
You already named one.
Did I?
Yep, you
Mad
were talking
Max?
about Kennedy.
Oh, so Dune 2.
Yep. Dune 2
That,
was the highest grossing this year with $711 million.
oh, that's pretty big. That's
Don't
good.
have any of my money.
Uh,
Got mine. I saw it a couple times.
there was.
Yeah, I can't think of any.
All right. Andy, you got any guesses?
Why don't you
animated
just
movie.
tell us?
Why don't you tell me the movie that you're looking for?
You're 555 Filk.
Number 5, and we'll just get a quick. Did you see it or not? Ghostbusters:
Okay.
Frozen Empire.
Yes, saw it. Liked it a lot. Did you get it? You see it in the theater, Ruth?
No, we haven't been in the theater in a while.
All right.
Damn.
Number 4, with 362 million, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
I heard good things about that.
Yeah, it was pretty good. Yeah.
Have you liked the series, Snates? Have you liked?
Yeah, I like this version. The John Lithgow, or
Yes.
not John Franco.
James Franco.
James Franco. He's been out of the limelight so long. So yeah, that franchise I've liked a lot. I did not like the Tim Burton version. Mark.
Yep.
Where there were the end where the monkey on the Abe Lincoln statue. What?
Yep.
What?
Feel
Nuts.
it, feel it. Aw.
But I love Tim Burton. But I thought that was a major miss. But yeah, it's really good. It's a lot of fun to watch. So yeah, I'd say check it out.
Number 3, also a part of a franchise, just like number 5 and number 4, at $543 million.
Okay.
Kung Fu Panda 4.
Oh, that's a quiet 500 million.
It is. I didn't hear anything about it, and I did not get a chance to see that one. Well, I mean, I had chances. I just chose not to. Sorry. That was
And
a pass.
number 2, I guess we'll consider it a franchise. If so, it's probably one of the franchise with probably the biggest number of movies tied to it somehow or another, with $567 million. Godzilla and Kong, the New Empire.
I thought you were gonna say Godzilla -1. Did you guys see that one? That was so good.
Yeah, it's on Netflix right now. They surprise dropped it. Yeah, it's very good.
Is it the one? The rumor is that they had a black and white version.
They did. They re-released it in the theater, black and white.
I didn't see it that way, but man, it is really good.
Yeah, no, it's well done.
Yeah, and I'm not a Godzilla guy, so I didn't see that number 2. So I saw 3 out of 5.
Okay, and number 1, of course, was Dune. Just for fun, not asking you to guess, just a little piece of information. The 48th highest grossing movie of this year, Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace.
Oh.
Because of the re-release.
I saw it in the theater again. Woo! One of my favorite movie theater experiences of all time was this guy.
Yeah, that was one of my favorite ones too.
I've been with him for a couple. One of the ones I remember is when he just started clapping in Inglourious Bastards when Hitler just gets his. He just first
riddled.
one in the theater. Just first one in the theater. And just doing one.
Yep. Oh, Adolf and Goebbels.
Oh yeah, it was great. Goebbels.
All right. And that's it for movie highlights. We're gonna finish the episode with our usual. It's going to become the mainstay of how we close out a show. As long as he's still thinking and providing these questions, our thought-provoking question of the week. Snates, I'll let you take it away as you sent this out to us. But as you can see on the screen, we've got a summary of it.
There it is. So yeah, I know it from Starman is a movie that just came. It's been out for a while, but it was always a movie that I loved. And just thinking about the song that's playing as you see the spaceship that's coming with Jeff Bridges early on is playing Rolling Stones. I Can't Get No Satisfaction, or just Satisfaction. I mean, we got a super fan over here, so I don't know the exact title. It's just Satisfaction, right?
Well, in parentheses, sometimes you see it, I Can't Get No, and then Satisfaction.
Okay. So that is the song that's playing on a gold disc that NASA sent up in 1977. Is that what you said, Trev?
Yeah, Voyager.
Yeah, so they sent up this gold disc that's supposed to be able to be played on many different ways out into the universe, and hope. I don't know if they're hoping, but in case there's any alien life form and they discover this and have a phonograph to be able to play this album, there is like languages saying hello and welcome to Earth in over like 100 different languages. And that was one of the songs that they put on there was the Rolling Stones. And so I proposed to these two fools, if you had a chance to do that and they were sending it out today, what song would you guys want to put on there? And we could do from 77 when it came out as well, if you like. But yeah, what song would you guys put on there if we sent something out today?
Andy, you want to start or you want me to?
Oh, go for it.
So, Snates, you asked, you possibly mentioned 3: a real one, a joke one, and one from the year you were born. So
that was behind the curtain, man. I thought you were just going to drop a joke. Now you're telling everybody.
no, I'm telling. I need the people to know.
You're an honest man.
My real one would
Yeah.
be, my real one would be "Are You Lonesome Tonight?" It's one of my favorite Elvis ones. It's got everything for me. It's just beautifully done, but it's not done with a ton of fanfare, and that's what I love about it. My joke one would be "You Got What I Need" by Biz Markie. Oh, dude, somehow that was on the radio at work, and it just
talk about a remake. That's a cover. You know that?
What?
Yeah, that's a cover from Freddie Scott. I think is the guy that did that song. Oh baby, you got
He
what
didn't do
I
it like Biz
need.
Markie, I'll tell you that much.
He didn't do it like Biz Markie. That's true. And he didn't say blah blah blah. But it was
a girl named blah 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 that
no, it
adores.
was not. That's right. But check out that song. That's a really good song. I like the original over that cover.
And it got me thinking of that song. It's just one of those songs that you sing to. You just sing to. I remember the video where he's got the wig on, and so good. And then one from the year that I was born. It took me, probably down to into the 70s of the Billboard Top 100 of the year I was born. And then I saw it, and I stopped, and I knew that was it. Earth, Wind, and Fire's September.
September, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a great song.
Well done.
Heck yeah.
Yep. It's just one of those ones you're scrolling, you see it, and you're like, all right, this is it. Winner.
Yeah.
All right. That's
job.
fine.
Yeah. Great picks all around. Good job.
Thank you.
Rude, what you got, man?
Oh, the theme from Star Wars. 100%. Yeah. Yep. It doesn't get more epic than that. John Williams is the greatest film composer in the history of mankind.
Yeah.
There's
no
not
question.
even a second place. He's like first, second, and third.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that would be what I'd go with. The joke one would be the Dan Band version of Total Eclipse of the Heart.
Nice.
And year that I was born, Let's Get It On by Marvin Gaye.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
That's good picks. Good job.
Solid.
Yeah.
And what do you got, Snakes?
So my real one, I wanted to do a cheat because I sent you guys the Carl Sagan Pale Blue Dot.
Yes.
And that was made into a song, and that would be cool to be able to do that. But they did send that in 1990 on another spaceship, and it was the last, like when it left the solar system, according to this TikTok, it turned and took a last shot of Earth as it left the solar system, like 4 billion miles away, and it was a pale blue dot. So that would be the cheat version of that. But my real one would be Sunscreen by Baz Luhrmann. You guys familiar with this song?
I know who Baz is, but no, I don't.
Yeah. So it's the song that basically gives advice. And the first thing is most of this is just advice. And the only thing that is scientifically factual is wear sunscreen. And everything else is just advice. And this is it's just like a kind of a generic beat in the background, and it's just this guy talking, and it's like remember that you should dance whenever you do. If the music is playing, just dance, and don't worry about what other people are doing, and just be yourself. And so he goes through and gives some advice, and I thought that would be something intergalactically good advice to other people. So that would be one, the real one. or maybe I don't know that Beatles song, "Day in the Life."
Mm.
There are what is that? There are things
In My Life.
in my life. That's it.
Mhm.
Love that
Yep.
song. So it would be
Yeah.
one of those two.
Yeah, good picks.
Yeah. So those would be the real one. Joke one would be
Oh no.
we can't say it, but
Okay.
it's a Lily Allen song.
Oh, F you.
That's right.
Such an upbeat. That's one of Colleen's favorite songs.
It's so great.
Yep.
So that would be my joke one. It'd be like, we're just joshing you aliens. We're having
Yep.
a good time.
Yeah.
So that would be the joke one. And from the year that I was born in '77, I didn't look one up. I didn't do my own homework for my own question. So me. What came out in '77? I'll just say Starman from Bowie. There's
How
a
about-
Starman.
How about I
You're
give you
adopting that?
What?
Okay. You're adopting that for 77. Okay.
Yeah, we'll bring it to '77. Honorary.
Nice.
how about I just want to be
What do you
your
got?
everything?
How's that go?
Andy Gibb.
Oh.
I don't want that
All
one.
right. How about
Oh, how about, you know what came out in 77? How about
What?
Easy by the Commodores? So
Oh.
good.
No, I got one.
What?
No.
hold on? What?
No.
That says a lot about you. Travis, write that down.
Yep.
Yeah.
Making a
I
note.
like it easy. I'll take some sailing. Oh, sail on.
How about
honey.
Hotel California by the Eagles?
That was partially written in an insane asylum.
Is
Did you
that the
know that?
Hotel California?
I don't want to be
Yeah.
there then.
Well,
no.
yeah. We are all prisoners here of our own device. That's something that a patient said.
Oh,
Wow.
I think it was Joe Walsh that went there and spent some time in there.
Well,
but yeah, look that up. Some spooky stories. No on the Hotel California.
got to give it up. Yeah, another Marvin Gaye song.
Yeah, let's go with that. Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
Marvin Gaye going to space.
Yeah. Yes, he is.
Oh, now, unfortunately, folks, it's that time where we say goodbye. Yep. Unfortunately,
That
there will
sucks.
be an ending to this one, but there's so much more to come. Snakes.
Yeah.
Final thoughts. What do you got? What's on your mind?
Well, look out, aliens. We're coming with some Marvin Gaye. So here,
Just
Let's get it on.
yes, get it on. We got some sexual healing to do. And we want to know what's going on out there.
wow. Wow. I heard it through the grapevine that they're coming. So
Yeah, you did.
Andy, final thoughts.
What do you got? What are you saying?
You live in a WNBA town. Get out, see Caitlin Clark when she comes through. Jake, that includes you out in LA.
Not happening.
Need to do it.
Homework time. Myself,
Trav.
thoughts, just fun. It's just fun doing it. I'm hoping to get out and see some more movies in a theater, but more importantly, very excited to see some of the movies coming into the drive-in that's coming this summer. It's just a great time to hang out. Love going with my daughter, with my family, and just enjoying, having 3 or 4 cars in a row. We're just going to each other's car and hanging out. So get out, go to see a movie, enjoy it, and think about aliens.
Make sure you gotta be careful though. You don't want to be stranded at the drive-in.
Wow.
You don't want to be doing that.
You want that door shut on you.
No, but renovations. I'm going to be doing some
Home
renovations.
improvement.
So, yep.
Ladies and gentlemen, that piece of wood is the first one. It took him a week to do that one. So by episode 20, he will have a set.
That's right.
I have a question.
Let's hear it.
but it's got to wait just a minute because there's a visual aid with this. So this little banner, this ticker
Okay.
down at the bottom here.
Oh, what does it
Right,
say
Mr.
here?
All right.
Elman.
Thank you for all of you listening and being on this journey with us. Every
Yeah.
week you're going to have one of these that you screw up, Trev. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit that bell so you know when he just turned it off.
Oh, it's
Please like, share, subscribe, and hit that bell so you know when we drop my episodes.
oh, this guy. Jeez. It's all
Don't worry.
about him. All about Trav.
Don't
The
worry.
man
Earlier,
above looking down.
don't worry. Earlier, it was when we were talking about Snape's thought-provoking question. It was like I was texting because I used a capital U instead of the word U.
Excellent. Excellent.
Nice.
Yeah,
Man.
like the kids on the Twitter and on the
That's
TikTok.
exactly right.
On the
That's
TikTok machine.
what I use.
As always, thank you guys for being along on this journey with us. As you can see, we have a lot of fun. Half the time we don't know what we're doing. The other half we don't know what we're talking about. And that's the point of the Rudimentary podcast, is to make the basic things difficult. I'm Travis. That guy right there, that's Andy. This guy, that's Snakes. Thanks for joining us, guys. And we look forward to seeing you next week.